Hey, I'm on here. Hey, what's up, y'all? How's it going? Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom. Yeah, so it's actually Shabbat's almost over, but that's cool. Just wanted to holler at y'all real quick because I like to go live and share some stuff, and I'm going to be doing this a lot more often. It is something I'm determined to do in 2026. But what I've also learned is that I am not bound to the calendar. So if I'm going to decide to be consistent at doing something, there is no perfect time. I need to wait until it goes to the next year to do it. I just need to do it, right? And so that's what I'm doing here with this here. Thing I like to call, I don't know what I like to call it, but I'm going to call it something at some point, right? So, but anyway, I want to start, y'all know my newest book, 55 Laws of Entrepreneurship, available on Amazon, or if you go to lawsofentrepreneurship.com, you can get the book and a free gift as well. But what I want to tell y'all is, so like I said, since the Sabbath, I wanted to talk about Law 32, and all of my laws have a biblical anchor to it. So I like to put all of that in each one of the chapters. But today I want to talk about the mundane, right? The things that we don't necessarily want to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read you the law. I'm not going to read the historic anchors, the modern anchors, the additionals, and all that stuff. You can get that if you decide to get the book. But I am going to do the biblical anchor today. And today's biblical anchor is Noah. But I'm going to read the law, read the biblical anchor. Then I'm going to give you just some insights that I feel will help you and have helped me in my business. So the law itself says, it's Law 32, master the mundane. And it says, vision inspires, boldness ignites, but only repetition sustains. The empire is not built in flashes of brilliance, but in grind and of the mundane. The entrepreneur who despises the ordinary, avoids systems, scoffs at process, or neglects repetition will never scale. Passion ignites the spark. The mundane keeps the fire burning. And I'm really doing this, more than anything, I am doing it for Carl, and I'm doing it for me so that I know. And I'd love to know where you're watching from, whether you're watching the recording, whether you're watching live. Tell me who you are, what you're talking about, right? So like I said, I'm skipping down to the biblical anchor of Noah. And it says, mundane faith, monumental outcome. And that's what we really want. We really want monumental outcomes when it comes to our business, right? I know we do. Let me move this over here so y'all can see me and I can see y'all. All right, great. So it says, Noah is remembered for the ark. But the ark was not built in a day. It wasn't lightning or thunder or even a miracle. It was wood, tar, sweat, and repetition. Every day for years, Noah performed the same mundane tasks: cutting planks, driving nails, sealing leaks, measuring angles. And it wasn't glamorous. There was no applause. Instead, there was ridicule. His neighbors mocked him. They laughed at his foolish project. He was preparing for a flood no one believed was coming. Now, but what looked like monotony was actually mastery. What looked like wasted time was salvation in slow motion. Even the ridicule had its place, because ridicule is the natural companion of repetition. When you do the same thing day after day in preparation for something no one else sees, they will call you foolish until the rain comes. When the skies opened and the waters rose, when the earth groaned and cracked, when the ark stood, it floated, it preserved. Humanity was not saved through brilliance or spontaneity, but through the monotony of obedience. Entrepreneurs must hear this. Your ark will not be built in highlights. It will be built in the boredom of repeated tasks, mocked by those who do not see the flood coming. The ridicule is required. The monotony is required. The mundane is the very material of survival. And I want to get into this a little bit, but before I do that, I have a very, very, very short commercial break as I try these things out.
Let me talk to you for a second. You've been posting, grinding, doing everything they told you to do, and somehow you're still invisible. You're putting in the time, the effort, the creativity, but your results don't match your work. And deep down, you know
because you're not good enough. You are good enough. You've always been good enough, but you've been trapped in the wrong strategy, trying to hustle your way into rooms that only open when people see you as the authority. So stop knocking. Start showing them who you already are.
The moment you understand that, everything starts to make sense. Because attention is not authority, effort is not authority, posting is not authority. Authority is built when you package your message the right way so people believe before you even open your mouth. When you create that one asset that defines who you are, your voice, your story, your credibility, everything shifts. People stop scrolling past you. They stop doubting you. They stop asking, why should I listen? Because now they already know. And that leap you've been avoiding, that framework you've been holding in your head, that's your suit. That's your mask. That's your canon event. That's what turns you from someone they overlook into someone they chase. Most experts never take the leap. They stay stuck in the same universe, making the same moves, repeating the same patterns, hoping something finally breaks loose. But authority doesn't happen by accident. It happens by decision, by action, by building the thing that positions you as the one. I've watched people with half your talent take the leap, and everything in their world expanded. New clients, new rooms, new opportunities, all because they finally built the authority that matched their ability. This is your moment. Your leap. Not next month, not next year, right now. If you're ready to step into your authority and finally be seen for who you are, register now. I'll show you exactly how to do it.
Yeah, so that's just a real quick. So if you want to write your own book in 2 days, I guarantee it gets done. We're doing it from December the 18th and 19th. I'd love to see you there. But anyway, going back to what I was saying about Noah and mastering the mundane. See, a lot of people want to wait for the flood to build something because that's when it makes sense, right? As entrepreneurs, we have to do when it doesn't make sense in life, period. You have to do when it doesn't make sense so that you're prepared for when everybody else sees the need, right? So if you could think about Noah when he was building the ark, it was because God gave him something. He gave him something that he knew he was supposed to build. It didn't make sense. It had never rained. Nobody around. Like, flooding was not just a rare occurrence. It was a non-occurrence, right? So but since God said build it, that's what he did. Thank you so much for the light. Since God said build it, he built it, right? But what the problem that happens is that too often we want to wait till it makes sense to do the thing that we're supposed to be doing, right? If you're supposed to build this business that you know you're inspired to do, right? We want to wait until everybody can see it, until we know we can have the applause. And we want it to be easy. There's a phrase that people say that if you do something you love, you'll never work another day in your life. And maybe I'm just tripping, but I believe that is a fallacy on its head, right? That is a absolute, like, I love what I do, but I still be working. There's still parts of it that I don't love. You know, I feel like if you only do what you love, you won't really succeed, right? It takes a while to get to a point where you can just sit back and dish it all out, but you'll still end up doing things that you don't love all the time. But anyway, going back to what I was saying, the whole point of it is knowing that you have to continuously do what you're supposed to do, what you're called to do, until everybody else sees the need, right? I know so many people who were prepared for what happened in 2020 with COVID-19, when we got shut down and couldn't go anywhere on lockdown. They were prepared because for years they have been doing the things that were going to be needed then. Like, they have been going live, they have been doing podcasts, they have been, creating things. They had gotten to the habit of selling. They created their funnels, all the things that other people look like, I'm not doing that. I don't need to do that. I don't need to be prepared for that. They were doing them. So when the flood came, when it was needed, they were able to capitalize. They had the thing that everybody else wanted. The good thing is it wasn't like, but then I'm not going to the good thing yet. But there were also some people who, when it came, they tried to jump on it real quick. And some may have had success, some did not. But the ones who were already prepared, they were pretty much guaranteed success, and their success sustained even past, in the changing of environments, because what they had already been built. It was like the ark. It had the shittim wood, had the balsam wood. I think those are woods that on there, maybe a different wood. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I don't mind being wrong. Please let me know in the comments if you know the type of wood that was used on the ark. But my whole point is, when we talk about Law 32, mastering the mundane, is do the things that you don't necessarily want to do. that you don't necessarily like doing. Why? Because at the end of the day, that's what's going to work. That's what's going to help. That's what's going to help people see you as the person that you're supposed to be. That's going to help people to see you doing the things that's going to be profitable. Yeah, but that's it. I just want to talk about it today. I'm gonna try to do this again tomorrow. Again, so tell a quick trick, right? Tell the truth. I did this chapter today to talk to myself. Because the truth is, as an entrepreneur, as a person with big dreams, I honestly, and you probably can relate to this, I honestly just want it to be good now. I want, I've done pretty well over the past 2 years, but like, I want to be a millionaire tomorrow. Not saying I can't, but the point is, there are mundane things that I have to do. Yeah, I have the expertise, I have the knowledge, and you do. You got the expertise, you have the knowledge, you even have the skill set, the methodology, all the things. But there are probably some mundane tasks. There are probably some things that you've been putting off, that you don't even want to do, that you've been trying to avoid in some cases, that are key to your success. And I want to encourage you, master those things, because there is likely a discipline that we need as entrepreneurs in order to reach the stage where we really want to be, right? Not just comfortable. I know some people are like, well, I'm not one of them people. I'm not I only need person. I look at, the Damon Johns, the Warren Buffetts, the Mark Cuban, like, I want to get there and past, right? Just being real with you. So I'm not one of those, hey, I'm good with 6 weeks. I'm good with 150, 200K. It's not me. But in order to get to that point, there are tasks that I may not want to do, but I got to do them. The same thing with you. There are tasks, there are mundane tasks that you probably do not feel like doing, that you must do in order to reach the success that you want, right? Thank y'all for joining. But again, read Law 32. It talks about a number of different people in the book. In case y'all don't know, my book, 55 Laws of Entrepreneurship, available on Amazon, or go to lawsofentrepreneurship.com and you get it yourself, and also get a free gift. But yeah, my encouragement is definitely to find the thing that you've been avoiding, that somebody who is successful has told you to do. You're like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. So yeah, I mean, there are a number of things. Like, that's one thing for me. Also, I was just on office hours with Ramon Ray, and he told me to my face, I need to start promoting myself more, like telling people the good things that I've done and that I do. And I'm forcing myself to do that. Yes, I had to make an announcement that I was just nominated for the Cybersecurity Hall of Fame, even though I haven't been in cybersecurity for a couple of years. But nominated to be in the Hall of Fame, a great thing. Something to quote unquote brag about. But but if you haven't noticed, people who do great things, they have no problem promoting them or having somebody else do it. So, but yeah, that's about it. Y'all, please. Just a quick plug. Go to www.theauthorityexperience.com. Check it out. Especially if you're an entrepreneur who wants more authority, wants to make more money, be able to charge more, please do that. All right. Y'all have a great one. Deuces.